time. I love this. I've always got Ferris nuts at the house because I think they make just a great snack, and a snack that you don't feel guilty about when you grab a handful of these or when you take them to work. They're so awesome. Now, normally, when we offer Ferris, those of you who watch know that we usually offer it in 3 1-pound jars, but we decided, because we want a lot of people to try it. I know, committing to 3 boxes or 3 big containers might be a little much, so what we're doing is we're doing a 2-pound Try Me container. This is Ferris's roasted and salted cherries, berries, and nuts, my favorite mix of all time. You get 2 pounds of goodness. You can energize yourself whenever you want. You can mix it in with all kinds of things, and Sarah Marintz is here, and she's gonna tell us more about it. Hi, Sarah.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Monday.
Whenever you guys are here with this product, I always, because there's a lot of times we bring stuff and we're like, oh my gosh, I've got to eat cookies first thing in the morning, which, sometimes you gotta just bite the bullet and do that. But when you guys come in, I know that we're gonna get something that's really delicious and also kind of good for us. You don't feel guilty about it.
Exactly.
It's awesome.
We're always looking to munch on something, especially late afternoon. You get that like, oh, I'm hungry. Usually heading to the vending machine to grab something with like empty calories, something sugary. But today, Ferris has brought you the 2-pound jar of cherries, berries, and nuts.
Love this one.
Yes. Let's take a look at what you're getting in this 2-pound jar. Okay, so we have our pecans, we have almonds, our cashews, we have our cherries, and we have our cranberries. And look at that, they stuck together because they're so juicy. And look at how big all of the nuts are, and they're so whole, and that's what you're actually going to be getting when in the 2-pound jar. No broken nuts, no little bits and pieces. And take a look at just the comparison. I'm gonna compare right here. This is a pecan from the cherries, berries, and nuts from Ferris. This is a pecan that you get in that normal trail mix that you get, when you go to the grocery store and you're buying it.
People get that, Sarah. They don't understand that there are grades of nuts. They really are. And then there's that's why when you ever go to the store and you'll see there'll be certain jars, the little cans that you buy, and some of them will say pieces on there. That's because those are the lower sort of graded level there, and so they're more affordable, and that's what people do. But when you buy them and you see these big giant pieces, it's just gonna knock you out. You're not gonna believe how wonderful. All right, so I just realized, Kyle, is that free shipping today? Free shipping, which we don't get to do very often, and it's 2 flex. So if you're looking for something that you can give to the kids, that you can give to your husband or wife when they go to work, this is perfect. And I also love, Sarah, the container, because I can bring this to work, have it there, seal it up, right, and it's good to go. I can leave this in my cupboard, good to go, and then I can sort of portion out what I need if I want to put it in little bags and things like that.
Absolutely. I mean, summer's here. We're going to be road tripping. Maybe you're spending all day at the soccer field, at the baseball field. You're going to want something that's going to fill you up and you're going to feel good about it. So why not have this to snack on? And it's the 2-pound jar. That's a lot. You're getting a lot in a 2-pound jar. Why don't you go ahead, open that up and pour out so we can see how much you're getting.
Do I do this one?
Oh yeah. Go ahead, open that up. Why don't you pour it right here so we can see how much you're getting.
The little thing off
this
here.
one might be open actually.
Okay.
Right under here. Make it a little easier for you.
Yeah, it's like, why'd they give you the one with the thing on it? Okay, you ready?
Yes.
So when you order today and you spend that little $22, watch, guys, and I mean, it's ridiculous. Look at this. So and I think it's important that we show this because this is an incredible, I mean, it's gotta be 30 servings here. There has to be at least. And it just keeps on going.
And the nuts are whole.
Look at.
And look at how, do you see how this is stuck together right here?
Yeah.
It's because all the fruit in here, it's so juicy. So a lot of companies, when you have dried fruit, they pull the juice out and you're just getting the skins because they send all of that juice to concentrate. Ferris doesn't do that. That's where the difference is.
So they
leave all of the juice in the fruit right there. You're not getting just dried skins.
So this is an actual cherry. There's cranberry in here. There's the incredible almonds. There's these giant big cashews. I mean, I'm telling you, you take a handful of this, and like even when you eat it, I love the little saltiness in the beginning.
The sweetness.
And then it's sweet. And with the cherries, they got a little bit of tart too. It's so good, it makes your mouth water.
And you don't just have to snack on it. You can use it for so many different things. I'm a big baker. I love to make cookies. If you throw this in any cookie recipe, I mean, game changer. You're taking your cookies to the next level. Or you want to toss it on top of a salad, you're going to want to eat your salad.
Yeah, show everybody,
like
what you did.
Right here, we have some salad, and you can just take some right here and toss it, sprinkle it on top of your salad. And it looks pretty too. Or add it to your chicken salad recipe. And breakfast in the morning, if you have oatmeal or maybe yogurt, Put it on top, you have a little yogurt parfait.
Yeah, I do it in smoothies. Like I actually take a little
Yes.
handful and I'll put it right into my bullet, and I just pulverize it, and it's so freaking good. Honestly, it's a great go-to for any kind of recipe, whether I mean, you know, standard fruit cakes, obviously, things like that, if people still make those. But you can put this on anything. Yogurt, it's fantastic. And if you, like we said, if you love oatmeal, if you're putting it in cookies, it makes the most amazing cookies ever. It's 2 pounds today. That is a lot. And you know, when you go to the health food stores, which I go to here, there's one down the street, not too far from my house, you're paying $14, $15 a pound for nuts. Right. You really are. They're expensive as can be. So to get 2 pounds at only $22 with free shipping, and when you see the quality, because not all nuts and berries are equal, okay? When they harvest these things, just like with other things, they separate them out. They take the big pieces. What are we looking at there, Sarah? That's a company, right?
Yes, and we're located in Grand Rapids, Michigan. Ferris has been in business since 1924. So I think they know a thing or two about what they're doing, about how to, but they source from some of the most wonderful places in the world. So they get, you know, all of the nuts, all of the fruits from India, Brazil, from California, and the cherries come from Michigan.
It must smell so good in that factory.
I think it does. It looks pretty good.
Right?
Yes.
And that's just a process of how they're made. So it's a real hands-on type of thing. So when you get this, and you'll get a jar like this, I'll put the lid back on. And I want you to look. I'll hold the jar in front of you, and you'll see how big it is. All right, I have big hands, but still, this is a really big, giant jar. You got 2 pounds inside there. And when I turn it around, you ever notice a lot of companies will cover their jar with tons of labels, or you won't be able to see through it? These guys are proud of what's inside, and you look and you don't see, even on the bottom, do you see broken pieces down there? It's almost 90% perfectly good together. And the only reason that some may break is just because of in shipping, or if it bounces around. But you're getting these incredible, quality, and that's what Ferris is all about. And it is different than everything else, because you can go, I know you can go to the supermarket, and you can buy a little jar of, you know, roasted peanuts and things like that. Yeah, fine, whatever. If you know what, if the quality is not that important to you, then go ahead and buy, you know, and they're not cheap even at the supermarket.
They're not.
Try to buy cashews at the supermarket. They're expensive.
Expensive.
Like macadamia nuts and pistachios. That stuff is expensive. So once again, let's do a comparison.
Yes, absolutely. We have one of Ferris's pecans right here, and then you have a grocery store pecan. I mean, look at that. Look at the size difference.
Yeah, and then here, I'll do one for you. Look at this guy. Ready? We'll take this one, slide him over. There's a regular cashew.
There's one from Ferris.
Look at the difference of those two.
It's incredible. It's crazy.
Yeah, it really is. And that's what, you know, when you're going to spend your hard-earned money on something, you really want to get the best that you can. I've never seen anything better. And I go to a health food store where they have lots of different grades and they have lots of different stuff, and it's expensive. I mean, it's $14.99 for cashews and all the higher-end nuts. But even almonds are expensive. First of all, nuts are inherently expensive because they're hard to harvest. You know, they don't just fall off a tree and there's the nut. They normally have to be processed in some way. You know, like cashews, for example, you know, grow on the exterior. It's a weird way they grow on the fruit that they're on. But most of these things have to be shelled or taken out or cleaned up. So it's an expensive process, and so everybody's going to pay a lot. But when you get to the level of this level where they're this big and they're whole, because it's hard to keep them whole. When you see how they're processed, doing that takes a lot of extra work. So that's why you'll spend more, but it'll be worth it. And for me, I'd rather spend the extra money and get the better quality.
Yes, and no matter what you're putting in, whether it's the salad or the yogurt, you're going to feel good because the nuts and the fruits, in the nuts there's so much fiber and protein, so you're filling up on something good and you're going to feel good. When you're snacking on good stuff, you're going to feel great. Yeah. That's why, you know, when you're taking it to the soccer field or on a road trip or to work, you could store this in work. You know, that you're not heading to the vending machine or reaching for those sugary snacks.
This is not a quick fix. This is something that just tastes great and makes you feel good. Well, that's what, you know, when you eat a candy bar, you get the high from the sugar, and all of a sudden, then you fall down, and you're like, oh my God, what did I do? And you feel terrible. These make you feel good all day. And even if you look at the individual, like I'll pull a cherry out here. And if you can see, I know we're just about out of time, but I'm going to open it up. I'm going to show you. It's moist inside. Can you see that? It's not a dried out. I mean, you can see it. You can still see seeds and things inside.
All the juice is in there.
Oh, it's amazing.
All the juice is in there.
The cherry is so good.
The cherry makes all delicious. It. I mean, the combination of the nuts and then the fruit, it's like the best combination. You're getting the crunch and then the sweetness. That's why it goes well. You can see we have cupcakes and then salads. So you're going from dessert to kind of something healthy. And it works. It works with everything.
I think you're right on when you talk about the cravings that you get. Because, you know, a lot of times what we're trying to satisfy is the actual physical craving of chewing on something, right? And so when you get this, that's why like the sugar dissipates so quickly into your mouth and it's gone, and then you're just like, you're craving more. With these, you feel the chew, there's a lingering flavor. You feel like you really ate something. It's not something that's artificial. All this stuff is growing. You know, when I see a lot of the, you know, like the fruit tapes and things out there, that I'm just like, it's all processed stuff.
Yes.
Don't get me wrong, you know, the kids love it, that's fine. But that's because that's what you gotten used to. But if you really want to do them, you know, right, get them stuff like this. Start them out from an early age. And you know what's funny too is, you know, my son is 16. He loves this stuff. He'll like grab a handful because he's all into like working out stuff now. And so he's like, no, I love this stuff. And I think it's because of the quality of it, right? Because when you go and normally when you go see dried cranberries in a store, they're completely processed. They're loaded with chemicals.
Just the skins?
Yeah, they're just, and they're teeny tiny. And it's you know what? They probably take, who knows? I'm not saying this from knowing this for sure, but I'm sure they're not using the best quality product because they're drying it. And they're like, at the end of the day, who's gonna know?
Right.
Well, if you put that next to that, like we did and compare them side by side, you're gonna see why people go to Ferris and why they love it so much. It's $11.48 to get it home. It's free shipping and handling. Remember, it's 2 pounds in what I think is their best combination of the salted cherries, berries, and nuts. You're gonna love it. Sarah, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Great job.
Thank you so much.
All right, so grab yours while you can. I want to remind everybody, coming up,